Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wizards Outlook. Joined as always by Raymond Lyons, Cardell Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. Let's get straight to it. Game 3, Sixers beat the Wizards 132-103. They're trying to end this thing on Monday. And, for Washington, you guys have been following us for a while. No one here is surprised about the outcome of this. Kind of try to tell y'all where this was going from jump. During the broadcast, we were talking that Doc used Brooklyn as an example when he talked to his team about, not taking care of business and getting out the first round. And it seemed like his team responded quite well. They handily took care of business. Washington had an Embiid problem early. Anytime a big man goes 14 to 18 from the floor, scoring from all three levels, you're in for a long night. And, they did what they did defensively and got this thing, as you see, by the final score out of hand. The starters got a lot of rest. All the starters scored in double figures. For Washington, look, man, this is what you two are here for. So, Cardell, we'll start with you. And then, Raymond, just your thoughts on this one.
Joel Embiid, he showed why, honestly, if he didn't get hurt, he would be MVP. It started with him. I love what Doc is doing. He's actually just playing 80s, 90s brand of basketball. I'm going to let my big man dominate, and you're going to have to pay attention to him. Then my shooter's going to kill you. And we're going to play high-level defense to make sure you don't get any momentum. And, see if you can try to figure that out. And obviously the Wizards can't. I mean, the truth is, like we said coming in, it's just a difference in talent level, difference in experience, difference in toughness and know-how, playing big-time playoff basketball. Like I said, outside the front court, not the front court, the back court, the Wizards, who do you really on that team like fear if you feel it? And I'm not even sure they fear them. They just like, we got to pay attention to them. You see what I'm saying? The starters just dominated. All five in double figures. None of them played Embiid and Simmons for the most part didn't play in the fourth quarter because there was no need to. It was just pure dominance from the beginning, man. And you can see where that was going. They bombed them from three in the first quarter, and then that was all she wrote. Russell Westbrook, I love the fact that I knew he would, but I love the fact that he came out there so hard, playing on the bum ankle and whatnot, and had a pretty good game. You know what I'm saying? Considering, what 26, 9 18, had a triple double, 12 and 10. I mean, he played better on the bum ankle than some of his teammates played healthy. And that's just sad. And he still put together a triple double, banged up, and they're fully healthy and couldn't really give them much. Like I said, man, we talked about this leading up to the series for a reason, where we said it would be a better matchup for them to play Brooklyn. Either way they were gonna go home soon. But like I said, you got to punch a chance against Brooklyn. The Sixers don't give you life because they just suffocate you on both ends. They just dominate you on both ends. You can't stop them offensively with the caliber of shooters that they have, along with Embiid. You got Ben facilitating, and Doc Rivers has unlocked the code for him. Ben Simmons, where he just makes him a big man. He puts him up in the paint on a block, and the smaller guards can't guard him down there. He just bullies his way, and that's how he scores, to counteract the fact that he's not a great shooter. So he's figured that out. And he moves Embiid out to the perimeter, which means he's going to have a center out there trying to guard him. And centers are not used to being out that way. You see what I'm saying? So it's a mismatch either way you want to cut it. Meanwhile, you got shooters lined up ready for whatever happens, whatever adjustment needs to be made. And against the Wizards, who has been horrible defensively all year, and honestly, looking at them this series, they actually reverted back to what they were early in the year, not trusting one another, not even executing on the most basics of assignments, not rotating and stuff like that. Philly's just picking them apart, making it look easy, man. I mean, it's bad, man. And obviously, the three-point shooting. I mean, damn, man. Philly shot 58% from the field, 51% from three, and they still didn't shoot well from the free throw line, 65%, and they won by damn near 30. So what more needs to be said, man? It's different. It's levels. And to all the people that been commenting once the Wizards made the playoffs and the play-in, talking about I feel like they can go on a run and go to the championship game. Yeah, now y'all see what we talking about. So yeah, man, it's on you, Raymond. It's just pure dominance. Ain't much to even harp on no more.
Yeah, I don't think this requires any in-depth analysis. I mean, they just got beat down. It's a 1-8 matchup, and that's what it looks like. They have absolutely no answer for Embiid. That was pretty much a given once this matchup was determined, and he's just pretty much living up to his standards, man. Like I'm sure he was licking his lips once he saw what was about to happen, man. Like, because if your best hope is Gafford, and no disrespect to him, he's played really well, but he's a second-year player. You know, he's not anywhere near disciplined or experienced enough to go against a guy like Embiid. You know, and if that's your best hope, then cancel Christmas, man, because it like I said, man, they just overmatch in every way. Philly is performing better in every aspect of the game. And for the people that continuously bring up Scott Brooks, what do you want him to do? If there's a coach out there that can make Daniel Gafford better than Embiid, then that person need to be in the Hall of Fame, labeled greatest coach ever, all that, because
he's in heaven.
It's just a tall task, man. Like, come on, like, really, let's be reasonable here. I know that's a lot to ask, but let's be reasonable, man. Like, it's nothing Scott Brooks could do about this. It's nothing any coach could do about this. The Wizards just don't have the personnel to deal with what they're up against. Plain and simple, man. This, you know, it was a great run. You know, I'm glad to see them fight during the stretch of the season to get here. But you know, I'm not gonna abandon reason and try to convince myself that this was gonna go any other way. So yeah, man, that's all I got.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add. Like they both said, it was a 1-8 matchup for a reason. There's a reason Philly was the 1 seed. It was cliche, it's boring, but you're seeing the gap between a 1 seed and the 8 seed. There's a reason, you know, you get the 1 seed because you earned it, and that meant you were also better than several teams to get the 1 seed and maintain it. We know what the top of the East looks like. They're all formidable in their own way. Philly, even with losing Embiid, again, even with losing their MVP candidate, retained the 1st seed. It was for a reason, y'all. So you just got to accept it. If anything, like we told you guys going into this, what you're supposed to take away from it, some of the young pups, Gafford, Hachimura, got an opportunity to experience playoff basketball early in his career. We know it's his year 2 for both of them, essentially. So it matters. Like, this experience, at the very least, this experience lets them know when they go to off season, you know what it feels like to be dominated. And now you got a decision. Do you want to change that or not? It cannot be a wonderful feeling if you're Gafford and the rest of the bigs. This dude is walking through you all as if you don't exist.
Talking shit, laughing,
so
waving.
The whole way.
Tell him suck it. Like,
man. Got Shawn Michaels coming out of hiding on Twitter, making memes on his way to putting his feet up in the 4th quarter. Like, yeah, man, his level is a reason he's an MVP candidate. It's a reason you talk about the bigs in the league. He's you can't have the conversation without that dude. And again, Kawhi just kept not even quiet. Just going into this series, Ben Simmons, because of this game tonight, is no longer averaging a triple-double in this series because of this game. After 2 games in this series, he was averaging a triple-double in this series. Tobias Harris, I still don't feel like I can't remember him missing 2 shots in a row yet. All right? Like, it's tough. And again, the things we talk about all year, the warts, even during that time that they were winning. This, like, you find out who you are in the postseason, man. Like all those little things, they're magnified. Because good teams, they find those things, and we're not going away from it. In a regular season, you might find a team that understands it, but, you know, they won't keep going to it. In the postseason, man, we're going to attack that weakness until we finish this game. And they did just that. You know, they were sending doubles. It was funny because a couple years ago, he had an issue seeing out of doubles. He's had no issues this whole series out of doubles. Sees a double coming, feeling it, knows where it is, finding shooters early, like Cardell said, it's nothing some of us older people ain't seen before. Dominant big surrounded by shooters. You throw the ball inside, cookbook if it's one-on-one. You bring the double. Sometimes I'm a cook too, y'all. Other times, I kick the ball out. But again, he's the one with the option. It ain't got nothing to do with y'all. So that's the thing. You go into this offseason, some work has to be done to the roster, man. Simple as that. Because you have now identified the gap. That's it.
It's a big ass gap. And here's the wild part. Philly is capable of winning the championship, but they may not win the championship. That's how tough it is to win in this league, man. And all these little fake promises and all that, like, nah, dog. No, like, don't. You can fool the casual fans, but the people, the real fans, and us that do this for a living, you know what I'm saying, do this for real. You know how fooling us, man. We know what else is out there, man. So, and it's not just Philly. You know, the Washington has a lot of work to do because you're not just looking at Philly. You're looking at what Brooklyn did. They're gonna be there for a few more years. The Bucks ain't BSing, man. They getting dudes about it. Like, God, what they did to the Heat.
They sent them back to the drawing board, like for real.
Yeah, that's little bro growing up. You come back from college and little bro like, yo, big bro, we ain't having that no more. Like, you take the trash out. And he bigger than you and stuff, and he smack you around, and it's humbling. And you like, damn, it's just like that. So it's just real, man. The Wizards got a long way to go. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Bill and Russ got some decisions to make. Bill and Russ got some really tough decisions, man. Do you want to ride it out? Does Scott Brooks being here have anything to do with that? Or do you like, yo, I got to get somewhere where I can win? You know what I mean? Because you always hand your way. You see what I'm saying? And you don't pay your dues. And this roster is nowhere close to helping them compete for a championship where they got a chance, man. Like, it's some pieces, you know, Rui has been ridiculous as far as efficiency this series. But to me, he don't shoot enough. I'm like, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for, man? Somebody like, no, you have to be the third option. Now, if he's not gonna be aggressive enough, they gotta get to looking. Because I don't understand why he's not efficient enough and stuff like that. Maybe it's because Tobias and the guy got him on his heels so much. He just overwhelmed right now. You know what I'm saying? Because what Tobias had 20, 13, and 5, 32 minutes and 8 to 14.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll do it. That'll do it for a young player. I saw him on Embiid and so he just like, dog, like, bro, dog, y'all gotta save me, help me out or something. Like, damn, dog, like, every time I look up, it's a dude that can torture me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. Danny Green, Steph Curry, what they 8 for 15 from 3? Yeah, that's 24 right there between two players. See, look, man, they got a long way to go, and they got to figure out something with these young players because there's certain players on this roster, man, that honestly, I'm trying to be nice, man. They might be G League, you know, or they're not ready for prime time. They're just not. So, I get trying to develop players, man, but when you give them 2-3 years and they still kind of at the same level, it is what it is. It's nothing you can do. You got to be able to figure it out. Or make some strides and get better. You got to see some type of improvement, and there's certain players you just don't. And like I said, paying specialists big money, that never goes well. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, fine. Philly, you can say Danny Green technically is a specialist, but he still play defense. He still understand how to play basketball and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't consider him a specialist, but I get why some people would. You know, he's a 3-and-D guy. That's his role. But he could do other things and stuff, rebound the ball. He's smart. It's tough, man. It's tough, man. You would love to see them put up more of a fight, but sometimes it's just real. It is what it is.
And y'all in the comments, appreciate y'all. We're gonna get to y'all in just a little bit. We can go through our normal, already prepared comments, and we'll get to a couple of y'all in a little bit. But yeah, man, it's all season. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be interesting. It's very interesting. And Washington's not the only one. You think Pat Riley not? What do you think Pat Riley thinking about after that? If your name ain't Bam, it's about to get real in Miami.
Hey, and I don't want to look. We've talked about this. it's a certain player that they try to pump up last year because they run. I was just like, it's a flash in the pan. He ain't like I always feel like
Miami?
Jimmy, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
he's a
sure.
strong too. I always felt that way. They trying to. It's a lot of people in the league that they promote and pump as superstars, but we just gotta be real. Every era is only about 5 to 7 of those guys. It's those guys are rare. Where like I say it like this: when they move or go to a different team, the entire league feels it. You see what I'm saying? Like when KD went to the Warriors, it was like for real, dog. You see what I'm saying? Or when LeBron and AD got together when he went back to Cleveland with Kyrie and Kevin Love, or hell, when he went to D-Wade with D-Wade and Chris Bosh, the whole league, like for real? That's how y'all going? Like, it ain't too many of those players, man. Like, you see what I'm saying? So everybody else, they trying to pump like they on that level, but is that top tier, those top 5 to 7 guys, they're that for a reason. Like they're a franchise, you put them on any team and it changes everything. It ain't many of those, man. So we got to solve. We just got to be real with certain putting certain stamps on certain players. And it's no disrespect. Like it's great, but
there's levels.
You don't get swept. You don't get swept like that, dog. Like you know what I'm saying. And even then, Drew Holiday was a big pickup. I know this ain't with the Wizards, but Drew Holiday was a big pickup, and PJ Tucker was a big pickup, and nobody paid attention to that after he got waived or bought out of Houston or whatnot. Because now Giannis don't got to deal with the Bams and if they meet the Embiids or whatever, he ain't got to deal with that. PJ go down there. And now PJ is motivated because he know he got a real shot at getting the chip. Drew Holiday, fine, I'll get on your best player. I'm going to erase him, but he still got to guard me too. You see what I'm saying? Giannis free. And I love Budenholzer that changed it up. He's took the ball out of Giannis' hand where it's harder to locate him. So now you gotta deal with him on the block. It's like it's crazy how the Bucks and the Sixers are similar in the fact that they're using their dominant bigs in a traditional role. That too, Bobby Portis too. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how he's using both of them in the role we grew up seeing with big men in the 90s and 80s. And not letting them float on the perimeter and make it easy for other teams. They're punishing people. And you surround them with shooters and guys, Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton has elevated his game. Like, he's always been an X factor. When he balls, they hard to beat. Then you add Drew and them to the mix. I mean, yeah, they not playing games. The fact that they swept Miami, they hungry. You know what I mean? So it's real. And going back to the Wizards, like I said, you ain't just looking at the Sixers. You're looking at the Bucks. You're looking at what the Nets at. Hell, you even look at New York and Atlanta.
Yep.
So it's tough. I mean, in Charlotte right there, you got work to do, man. It's some serious work that need to be done. And it's gonna have to start in this draft unless they get lucky and get a big time free agent, which is hard to say because they're gonna be over the cap. They're gonna be over the cap this year, so they got some tough decisions to make. Some tough decisions.
Yeah. And again, like you said, the gap from this going to the off season, it's just it's just a refresher of letting you know exactly where you are and how big the gap is, like we all said. And then with all the other things that factor in, Brad and Russ got to consider living in this current reality. Can they close the gap in an off season realistically, right? And again, these are things to consider. I'm not telling y'all your favorite team's breaking up. Just being honest, staying in this reality. It's going to be a tough offseason. It's an extremely important offseason. Like it's a vital offseason, man. It's tough.
Look, I'm trying to see who's in the free agent class this year. Okay, so let's see. Look like for 2021, Chris Paul, Kawhi, Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, DeRozan, Otto Porter. They're not going back down that road. Oladipo, Dragic, Tim Hardaway, Schroeder, Fournier, Danny Green, Iguodala, Kelly Oubre, James Johnson, Zeller, Will Barton, JJ Redick, Justice Winslow, Kelly Olynyk, Trevor Ariza, Patrick Mills. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but as you go down this list, I'm not those 5 to 7 players that you need to get to really leapfrog people, they not in this.
Nah.
They're not here. And
I'm gonna give it a buck. You know, if Tim Hardaway ends his playoff run, how he been cooking, you're not gonna be
And
able to
afford
force
him.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the
And you
buck.
can't afford them either. But you know what I'm saying? Like Kawhi Leonard is the only one when I'm talking about that top 5 to 7 caliber player where the league will fill it. And he ain't leaving him. I don't see him leaving LA. And you can't afford him anyway. You know what I'm saying? You over the cap. It's wild how like I say, the playoffs is the part of the season where it's like we're gonna cut all that cute stuff out. Like it's cute during the regular season. We tired, you know, we got another game in a couple of days. We not really messing with it. But now, all right, Bertans gonna play deep. Everybody go at him. We just wanna go at him, man. Oh, Bill can fall asleep on defense, rotate the ball. Have him in the middle of the lane, rotating, turning his head, and then we got wide open shooters. They cut that cute stuff out, man, and that goes for all levels. In the postseason, it gets real. And I don't think people who may not have played a game or casual fans don't understand that, man. It's just you be surprised who burns you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I ain't like, for example, in college, we beat this team twice in the regular season. So we get to the conference tournament. First game, a dude drops 30 on us and beats us. He didn't even get off the bench in the first 2 games. We didn't even realize. We were like, what the hell? We didn't even know he could play. And he wasn't hurt enough. He just ain't getting the game. He just bombed us from 3. And by the time we got to him, try to rotate, he was just hot. He was hitting shots like Steph Curry. You see what I'm saying? And that's when I'm like, yo, you can't be serious, man. It's everybody antennas is up, man. And you see the results, man. You see the real from the fake, man. That's why when people win a championship, you just got to give them full respect because it's hard to do as hell. And Washington, man, again, Tommy got his work cut off for him, man. They got some tough. They got some tough decisions to make. Dang.
He gotta turn water into wine, dog. This off season, like I'm to keep them two. You gotta turn water into wine. It's the nicest way I can say it. Like I don't know what to tell you. There's no big fish just about the eeny meeny Washington. Let's change everything. That ain't on the table. So it gets progressive. It gets that much more difficult. What are the chances that the lottery ball fall just right where you get the type of impact rookie that can literally like jumpstart it? It's hard to land one of those, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like catching and shooting star type stuff. Like, yeah, you can get somebody who can help, but again, like look at Rui. Like again, it just like naturally it's going to take time. The problem is with the current age of your horses, it's probably not going to line up right. And then you get into that ugly situation. Do you give away guys that can turn into whatever to rush something in on the short side? And then we look a little bit later and be like, well, damn, wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because some teams do that, and that's how some teams stay bad forever. Because you mean like, let's do this real quick, and 12 years later, you're picking the same 3 spots in the lottery for 12 years.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
You know what I'm saying? Not even being funny, just being honest. Like
it's Cleveland, bro. That's why you gotta. I like building through the draft, but you gotta know how to draft and get the right pieces and stuff like that too. Now they'll be better next year because they'll be healthy. Thomas Bryant will be back, and Denny will be back. You know what I'm saying? That helps. You know what I'm saying? But they'll be over the cap. And honestly, if you're gonna be in a luxury tax, you gotta be ready to compete for a championship. For most owners, maybe Ted is different. I don't know. He got some decisions to make too. But honestly, being real, coming off this pandemic, I don't know. He might be like, nah, player. Yeah, some of these dudes going to have to get cut. We're going to have to restructure something. Like, this ain't it. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, they got to look deep in the draft. Like, I'm honestly, if you ain't a dog, I'm not even looking at you. Like, I need a dog. Like, yeah.
Ain't even no need, man. Not in this situation.
Yeah, I need dogs. Like, hey, Baylor? Yeah, I might be looking at, like, those type of teams. Like, get one of them dudes.
Every time you get on the clock, it says Baylor, just select them and figure it out after.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Not even being funny. Like
I'm looking at programs like that. I'm not even playing games.
In terms of what you need to come in right away. Because I'm the type of dudes like, look how quickly Memphis turned things around real quick.
Dogs.
And again, it was the type of people that, quote unquote, we don't like the people who spend 2 to 3 years in school. Yeah, you know what those dudes are though? They're comfortable guys who know how to embrace roles. They're mature. And when you bring them off the bench, they're ready to go because I don't know. They learned how to deal with life already. It's different. Like, that's all Memphis got. You got your two special guys and a whole bunch of guys who understood that when they got to the next level, they're gonna have to play a role and accepted it. Like, and again, this is the other end. You gotta hire top end or whatever. But again, it's the gap between the horses and the rest. Like, you gotta close it. You have to close it. You have to. But before we get into the comments, and again, thank you all for tuning in. See you guys with the live comments. We'll get to you guys in just a little bit. Gonna get to the prepared comments first, but first, quick word from Oohs and Ahs. As always, Memorial Day feast available Friday, May 28th through Monday, May 31st for $49.95 rather. 1 pound of short ribs, 4 pieces of fried whiting, 2 barbecue chicken leg quarters, 1 large potato salad, 1 large baked beans, 1 large coleslaw. At the Georgia Avenue location only, you can add 2 cocktails or 4 beers for $59.95. And again, it's oohsandahs.com. Celebrate Memorial Day weekend with a family feast. This offer is available for pickup Friday the 28th to Monday the 31st. And we hope you guys enjoy your Memorial Day weekend outside of, how the game went tonight. And, we got Monday coming ahead too. So hopefully those results don't put too much of a damper on things, but let it get into these prepared comments. Ray, what you doing, man? Deferring or accepting? What you doing?
I'm gonna accept.
All right. I'm about to say, I know we talk about Tommy with tough decisions. Y'all here taking a while. All right. First comment. They definitely made shots. We obviously didn't, but it was yet again an officiating abomination, and there's no point Bertans being out there. You might as well play Hutchinson. Go ahead, Ray.
Well, yeah, they scored way more points than we did. I mean, that's obvious. Officiating has nothing to do with it. It's not many things that could change the course of what happened. There's no point in Bertans being out there. You might as well play Hutchinson. I mean, what's Hutchinson going to do? This series is just stop trying to figure it out, man. Is the answer is laid out before us. Like, no rotation change, no nothing is gonna help this. I mean, they're outmanned and outgunned, and that just is what it is. I mean, if they play to their maximum ability, then they might get a game or two. But it's no way that they get out of this series no matter what. I mean, it's just not possible, man. It's too much to overcome from the Wizards standpoint. And like you guys said earlier, the gap between the main guys and the others is too big. You would need good to great performances from the others to elevate you to even have a chance at competing, because Brad and Russ just wouldn't be able to overpower them by themselves. Like Cardell keeps mentioning Rui not being aggressive enough. He's got to do something to, he's got to neutralize Tobias Harris. So, yeah, I don't want to be negative, but it's just where we at, man. They don't have a chance, and we're seeing that unfold right before our eyes.
Cardell, do you want to chime in, or we move into the next one?
Yes, sir.
All right, this one's for you, Cardell. I believe this is a Philly fan speaking. Y'all literally have no defense. It's ridiculous. Beal and Westbrook can score 100, and we will always score 110. It's a rude comment.
It took 2 games for you to see that, man. We've been saying that all year. I mean, yeah, man, their defense is, at first I thought it was a lack of athleticism, on the front line, and it was. We ain't gonna sit here and not, but with Gafford, there's only so much you can do, man, and honestly, it's across the board. You can't even just dismiss the all-star backcourt either. Sometimes they lost out there as well. The switching we saw. It's funny, out on the West Coast, we were seeing a guy torch a championship caliber team with 2 elite defenders because they were switching. He was just picking them apart. He was getting his matchup. I just feel like that switching stuff. I honestly feel like a lot of coaches in the league embrace the switching because a lot of guys come in the league and they don't know how to play defense at all. Like fundamentally sound, basic principles, staying between your man and the goal, getting low, understanding how to rotate, who to rotate to, understand the tendencies, studying. They don't know how to play defense no more because like a lot of NBA coaches have said to me personally, at the lower levels, they're not being taught that. No one's demanding that they play that, especially if they're talented and they can score. They just pass them through up the levels and they get to the league, but now you got to guard because the other dude was you, if not better. So if you can't guard, it's going to be hard to keep you out here. And more than likely, when you first get in the league, you're not going to be the go-to player to begin with. So you got to make your mark defensively, but they don't have a clue. And most of them scared to play defense. I mean, I ain't saying the Wizards are, but I just feel like the Wizards, man, they overall, they just like athleticism and just the switching. I'm just not with because it just gives the offensive team, the opponent, when they're off, it gives them a mismatch somewhere. And it's just a matter of them recognizing it. And then when you have guys that flat out, they just don't have the physical tools or the desire to defend, then teams gonna go after them and just punish you with do that. It's like elite. I'm gonna keep going through the league until you fix it. It's gonna still be elite. So that's what they're doing, and they're targeting certain guys and just tearing them up. And then you also gotta understand Philly's big, man. I mean, Ben Simmons 6'11". I mean, I love Russ, man, but he's not the same type of athlete he was in OKC where he could just explode one dribble that seemed like from half court and just take off on anybody. It's not like that no more. Plus, Ben Simmons can move with point guards. He can actually stay in front of him, but he's 6'11", got the length, and he's 240. So you're not going to bully him. You can't get around him. Can't shake him up. You might try to hit him with a couple moves, counters and stuff to get your shot off, but he's going to bother that. He can get to it, so you got to rush your shot. It's the reason why Russ was struggling early through the first two games and whatnot. So, and Danny Green straps, he's 6'7". You know what I'm saying? Matisse Bull, that boy going to be an all NBA defensive team member for years to come. George Hill can strap. Even Seth Curry, he don't get credit for it, but he's a solid defender. Otherwise, teams would be targeting him. He just happened to be the smallest player on the floor. That's all it is. So Tobias can strap. Embiid can clog the lane when he wants to block a shot. It's just, they were second in the league in defense for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just tough, man. You're right. Washington don't have defense, man. That's the problem. That's why they had to keep the pace up to try to outscore teams. But when you got a team like Philly that can slow that pace down, lock you up, you get the results you got. You getting beat down and you down 3-0.
Ray, I'm going to take a guess and say you don't have anything to add. Take a guess.
You guess right, my man.
Hey, look at me. All right, figuring things out. We're just not able to physically match up with the Sixers. At times, it looks like a high school team playing against an NBA team in terms of size and length. That was a heck of a stretch to go. You made your point. I don't think we needed the last part, but go ahead, Cardell.
Hey, man. Amen. Amen.
All right, we're going to go to the next one. All right, Ray, it's for you. I understand the Russ Appreciation Tour. Bill deserves even more praise than he already gets. He's carrying – y'all are just rude. He's carrying a bunch of scrubs, man. Scotty bread and butter play. Just give him the ball and get the hell out the way. Russ can't shoot. Davies can't shoot. Play defense, dribble, pass. Then simulate to the offseason. Maybe try Gillen, have Neto and Ish off the benches. Is ugly Philly getting drills and preparing for the next round. Y'all are just rude.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, goddamn.
You can also choose to just pass. It's after this. So I mean, dude, do we need to call the authorities, man? Stay away from sharp objects in high places, man. Like, chill out. I mean, but I mean, yeah, y'all getting a little descriptive in these comments, man.
I go slide to the next one. If Russ can't give more than what he's given, there's no chance him and Bill. There's no chance him and Bill had to play great, and Russ not carrying his weight. He looks tired. It just reminded these comments are from game 2. But yeah, Cardell, your thoughts?
I mean, he probably is tired. I mean, you triple doubles wear you out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and he had to pick it up in the second half so they can make this playoff run, man. He probably is tired, but he had hard. He bounced back tonight, had a triple double, was efficient and whatnot. But I mean, look at man, him and Bill the only ones that did something. You know, let's just keep and Gafford. You know what I mean? Those are the only players that showed some fight tonight. But three players can't. They're not gonna beat Philly. You know, Philly's a complete team. They literally go about 9-10 deep, and all of them can impact the game in multiple ways. That's why they're the number one seed. That's why they're in the championship. That's why they're tough to beat.
All right, on to the next one. This is you, Ray. Brooks deserves Coach of the Century award if he can figure out a way to get out of this. Y'all are wild.
Well, he's not going to figure out a way to get out of it. So, but yeah, if that were to happen, then yeah, just give him an ownership stake in the franchise. But yeah, man, we already knew what this was going to be before the series even started.
All right, I'm gonna click on a couple of the ones from earlier before we get out of here, since we got a little bit of time left. People made it kind of quick. Well, the Sixers made it quick. All right. Where we gonna start at? Get a couple of these from Juan RNG. I'm just sharing these. You can comment if you want to. It's up to y'all. Just sharing a couple.
Listen, Bill probably gonna want to leave. I can see it happening. I mean, yeah, it's not completely off the table, man. He could talk that loyalty stuff all he want, but this a hard situation to be in.
Nothing, Cardell? No.
No. As much as I want to see him stay, man, I appreciate he even taking on the challenge trying to build, man. But what is he, 28 now? I mean, it's getting to that point where he got to make, like I said, he got to make a tough decision, man, because you don't want to waste your prime in a situation where you're not even close to winning. You just barely making the playoffs because you can't attract free agents and they can't build a team around you. And then by the time you do leave, they actually escorting you out the situation. They push you out, and you're not the same player. And you know what I mean. You're looking back with some kind of regret, man, because look, man, one of the best scorers in the league, one of the best players in the league, man. He's gonna be an all NBA dude, like first or second team. He's gonna be one of them. So, like he got some tough decisions to make, man. He really do.
All right, that's from earlier too. The fact that Bertans just be throwing shots up there and really doesn't. He needs to be an X factor in the series. I feel like you guys kind of talked about it already, but just sharing it. What's one? This was a recent one. Y'all still can't be on a Brooks extension, right? Ain't seen one adjustment in the series. He's had 2 days in between games. It's more of the same. I feel like this has been answered multiple times already by folks here, but again,
adjust to what? Like,
that's what I'm about to say. What you want them to adjust to? Y'all just be reaching, dog. Like, what you want them to adjust, dog? What you want them to do? What you want to put net on? What you want to put net on Embiid? Huh? What you want them to do, man? Do y'all not see the roster, dog?
Oh man,
what y'all want, man? Like y'all got all the answers. Y'all stay getting at this dude. Y'all got all the answers. So I need to hear something about what adjustments would y'all make? Like something really basketball related. The reason why y'all ain't putting it out there is because there is nothing you could do. It's sometimes it's just like that. It's that simple, man. It's team is so loaded, so talented, man. You can't deal with it. What do you want them to do? Fine, you take Embiid away, then what? You still got Danny Green, Tobias Harris cooking. Fine, you take them away. Ben Simmons post you up. What's going on your transition? Fine, Seth Curry bomb you. Come on, what you want? I mean, you still got Dwight Howard down there that he can score inside if need be. Maxey. Taboo, Shake Milton gets scored, but Shake Milton, what he had like earlier, see like 30 or 40 point games and stuff. To keep him afloat when Embiid was out, he getting busy, and he ain't even played that much this series. They're a deep team, man. That's why they're eyeing the championship. I just don't get like, what do y'all want Scott Brooks to do, man?
Okay, so here we go. You said 4 guards on the floor at the same time, and again, just real quick, where are the wings he's supposed to put on the floor? Again, the roster construction. Like I get what y'all saying. If this team was balanced and it had as many wings with the size of Philly has, I'm with y'all all day. They don't have these same things. Like this is one of the things they have to address this offseason. They need to get wings. You need to get people that can slide their feet and defend. Also, people that can dribble. You need to get basketball players right now. You got a lot of people that can do a couple things, but not a lot of people that can do a bunch of things. And then you got one person only do one thing. And
bro, he started the game with Alex Lamb, Bertans, and Hachimura. That's 7 feet. That's 6'10". Hachimura 6'8". What happened? They torched their ass too. They hit all those threes. So what are we talking about here? So he just wanted to get somebody out there to play some damn defense and move their feet. Just be in front of them, like make it tougher than what they were doing. You see what I'm saying? So you saying adjustment? He tried the adjustment. Look, the traditional lineup ain't working. I went to a big lineup and ain't working. Shit, I might as well go to the small lineup. What's left? Like they torched that too. He went to every lineup possible. What was the next option? Him and Robert Pack suiting up.
And like we're watching other teams, right, with their wings. Like one of the biggest differences, other teams' wings can put the ball on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a drastic difference. Like that's the thing. Like I feel what y'all saying when y'all bring it up, but you're leaving parts out. Like that's why other teams can do it, because other teams have people who put the ball on they have people that can just play basketball, period. And that's the difference in the rosters, right? You got people who are like Rui is 6'8". Like there's a bunch of positive things. He can't comfortably put the ball on. He can't put the ball on the floor comfortably enough where he can make plays for somebody. They be letting, bro. How many we watching the first quarter? Tobias brought the ball up. Ben brought the ball up. JoJo bringing the ball up. Seth bringing the ball up. Defense so bad here. Danny Green felt comfortable putting the ball on the ground, and he's the only person over here who probably shouldn't be dribbling at all. Even Tybo can put the ball on the ground. Like there's a lot of people to put the ball on the floor, and it's the problem on this side. You got what? You got Russ Bill Neto-ish that can comfortably put the ball on the ground where more than 3 dribbles and something bad won't happen. Like
Neto.
Again, what we've been saying, like the roster, man. Like the roster, man. Like there has to be growth there. Like, and this is the difference between where you're at an 8 and those upper echelon teams. Like we talk about Milwaukee, whatever. Giannis said, however big he is, can put the ball on the floor. Bobby Portis is comfortable enough taking 2 dribbles without the world dying, right? You got other people on that team that can dribble. They have a whole bunch of guards on their team, right? Forbes, we know Dante went down. Drew, like they had a bunch of people. We get to Brooklyn. Everybody in Brooklyn can dribble the ball except Nick Claxton and DeAndre Jordan. We get to Boston. Boston got a lot of people that can put the ball on the floor. Like, this is the difference. And this is what we're saying going. It's like, again, it would be lovely to make these adjustments, but you can't make adjustments with the players that can't carry it out. And I'm not
look at New York.
Yeah.
Look at New York. Look at all the guards they got. They can do, score, dribble, pass, shoot. That's what that's the terminology you want. They can dribble, pass, shoot, and defend. Play basketball.
And they're behind on that part, and they got to fill this roster with those things. You brought up New York. We could go Atlanta. They've been steadily stacking things on that roster the whole time. Like the flashy acquisition is they went and got Bogey or whatever, but Porter can put the ball on the floor. DeAndre Hunter can dribble. Cam Reddish can dribble. Like John Collins is comfortable where if he gets the ball, it's not like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with it. Like, again, all these teams that are above you, there's multiple ball handlers on each of these teams. And here it's literally just specifically the guard. So, I mean, like, it's tough. And the other thing, all those other teams, all those multiple ball handlers, they're bigger. They're bigger.
And more athletic.
Hey, they're plus athleticism, plus size. That can. Tobias Harris is comfortably bringing this thing up and initiating the offense at 6'9". Ben 6'11". JoJo comfortable enough bringing the ball up. He's 7, whatever he is. You got him on a wing getting into his whole size up comfortably as a big. And there's people on your team that can't dribble their way into an open shot. Like, you run them off the line and it's over. Play's over. Play's dead. Got a 2 dribble maximum. Like, yeah. And that's what it's been, right? So it's like people went to copy the Warriors and kind of copied the wrong thing. That was another team that had a whole bunch of people that could dribble fast shoot. And people just tried to copy the shooting. You missed it. You freaking missed it. You know what I'm saying?
People, you mean them analytic boys?
Just missed
basketball
it.
people ain't trying to.
Hey, like,
People, them dudes, the dudes that some of the owners hired because they in the family. Them dudes don't know basketball. Those dudes, yeah.
Because it's like
I just want to hear the adjustments.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so what do you like? If you take the smaller people off the Wizards off the floor to put the bigger people on, they gonna run it up even more because they can't dribble. Here we go. Eric Reeves. My bad. I'll share a couple more before we get out of here. I think Brad may be gone. You can't blame him. He's even more than dedicated. He needs to be hoisting a trophy. This is from what I think we all said earlier. Shepherd has to step it up this offseason. Mark Hathaway. I just saw the NBA stats. I had Bryant Avdija as an active. Also, Caleb Holmesley. He's 6'6" shooting guard. May have something good there. Oh, he's a lefty and shoots on the left mostly.
Bro, he didn't even dominate the G League. He's not ready for this. He just literally got picked up again. He was on the roster at first and got cut in training camp. So he couldn't even beat out the guys that are getting torched right now. He's young. He's a rookie. So you really think, come on now. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so that's what Scott Brooks should have did. Started Caleb Holmesley, and he has potential. But for this type of ball, the Philly, don't do that to him, man. That's not even fair. Like, seriously.
Like, it's a tough. We knew it was tough coming into this, and this is just what the life.
Oh,
what it is.
Go ahead. The $80 million man. 21 for 77, 27% from three over 28 postseason games in his career. Shout out to Pop, dog. Pop pulled a banana in the tailpipe with that one. Pop he did, dog.
He said name somebody else, and that's our point. There's nobody to name. They have to go find these people. And Brandon Hunter with the response that we appreciate you, Brandon. That's what we're trying to really need 3-and-D defensive wing around 25 to 27, Torian Price type. Like, there's a lot of things that are needed, but again, like, decisions have to be made because money matters. This isn't MLB, and there's a cap, and it's some tough situations, but it's going to be fun. But yes, this series, like we said, it's good for the youngsters to get some experience, and now you get an idea of what you need to go into off season. So once it clearly identified, to try to close this gap.
Real quick, Scott Brooks on Joel Embiid. I can't imagine anybody playing better than him. That was MVP level tonight. And he would know. He played with, to me, the greatest center that played the game, Dream Olajuwon. So he know what it looked like. Scott Brooks on the 76ers. They're championship ready right now. See, he knows. He won the chip with Houston. He knows what it is. So y'all saying all these adjustments. I still haven't seen one person comment stating a real adjustment. We be like, okay, I see where you're going with this. That's because y'all can't think of one. Sometimes it just is what it is, man. So it's easy to always blame the coach and stuff like that. Nah, sometimes it's just players not as talented as the other players on the other team. Sometimes it's just that simple. Or they're not the same quality of basketball players.
Sometimes a 1 versus an 8 is exactly what it sounds like. A 1 versus an 8.
Because you can't even say that because it's rare, but some 8s have knocked off ones. You see what I'm saying? So
those 8s are different.
You know what I mean? They had what did they have? They had basketball players.
Oh God. I mean, this is the thing. There's not an answer with this roster, y'all. Like, you take Bertans and put Bonga out, then the floor shrinks even more. Like, what? Come on, yo.
Yeah, the fact that Isak Bonga is the answer lets us know where we are.
Like,
come on, man.
Like, even what's it called? And it was like got Gil on the bench. Gil came off the bench, and you want to know all I remembered the moment from Gil this game. Ben Simmons drove down the lane, bodied him, and finished for the and one. Because he's a 6'8" and that's a 6'11" freak. Like, it don't matter in the series, dog. They bigger people, more skilled than your bigger people up and down the board, bro. Like it don't
Dog. I
like
can't believe,
it stopped
you
right
said that
there.
man name, dog.
We
You can't
appreciate
make this
Mark
stuff
Hathaway.
up.
We still love our team though, and that's it. That's all you got to do. That's it.
Oh no,
That's
no,
it.
hell yeah.
That's it. This is the take from taking on the Sixers. This is it. This is what
Mhm.
you should leave with, Mr. Hathaway. We appreciate you. That's a
Thank
great
you.
way to end tonight. It's a great way. That's what you do. That's it. He said 76ers are huge. How is that even possible? I don't know, man.
Huh? This is basketball players. What do you mean?
Now I think he's talking about in response to the other dude's comment.
Oh, about
Yeah. We appreciate you, Mark. We truly
trust
do.
the process, baby. That's how it happens. They trust in the process.
Everybody was mad at what was my man's name?
For the GM, the OGM,
Yeah.
oh
My man deserves a medal.
yeah. He got on the championship mode. He kept saying it.
My man
Trust the
Sam
process.
Hinkie. Sam
Sam
Hinkie
Hinkie, there you go.
fell on the sword and built it for this.
Trust the process.
But again, y'all, look, it's not the end of the world. You knew what it was. Strong second half of the season. You drew the best team in the East. The highest seed in the East is what it is. These guys been kind of building up to making a championship run. This is not a shocker. And this is the difference between someone who's prepared to make a title run. We saw the Bucks, a team prepared to make a title run, and a team making the playoffs, and a team that's, what's it called? Got the most out of what they had. Roster got to catch up to some of the folks. The roster got to catch up to the top half of the East, man. That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And how they get about going there, I don't know. I don't get paid to be a GM. We're gonna see what happens. But that's it. Like Mark said, I think that's a perfectly good way to take it as a fan. Strong second half of the season. Some very special performances from Russ and Brad. Found you something in Gafford that can take, if you hold on to it in the future, could definitely help. Got some experience for some of the youngsters, and that's it. What this roster looks like next year, I have no idea. But now you know what a championship contender look like. Like up close. You know what it look like.
Why I take this series to see that?
Be-
They ain't been
because
paying
it's-
attention all season.
Because it's 2021, and I will not question that logic. It's here. I refuse to even get into it. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have, but we here because there's a lot of people like, and shout out to my man who was, I think, off the early, the awesomes, because we appreciate when people hold themselves accountable. He was one of the people, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted the 76ers too. Dang it. And then he called him a bully. So, he's one of those people that
Yeah.
understood. So he just, for him at least, he saw this and was like, damn, this is him
Salute to
understanding.
you, my man.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Just getting to a place of accepting your current reality. There's nothing ever wrong with that.
Ass whippers will do that, dog.
Yeah, man. Like,
Ass whippers will bring you to reality quick.
They provide a certain sense of clarity.
If y'all not black, y'all may not understand that, but we have experience. Probably all of us here getting our ass whooped. It makes things very clear. Like
Crystal.
oh man,
Be locked in after that, dog. Everything.
Hell yeah, I won't be doing that dumb stuff no more. Nope.
The
What
type
time
of
I gotta
lesson
be in
that
the house,
lasts for a while.
Mom? You said before the lights on? That
No, 30 minutes early. Be like, do I smell a street light? On the way.
in the middle of the game, grab the ball. The game ain't over. Get another
It is
one. I gotta go in
over
the
for
house.
me.
It is
I'll
today.
call y'all tomorrow.
This is preservation. You got time for this. But y'all have a good night. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. We'll be back with you guys on Monday for game 4 of this series. For Cardell, Ray, and myself, y'all have a good night.